Why shouldst thou lash thy sister city, Karna, with such fury? 'Tis thine own lust and hungers which have come about and caused this strife. Thine own life, devoid of our radiant one's life. Didst we not plead for thine government, to hesitate and to arbitrate this matter? We plead with thee now to not use the real force, for destruction will be thy reward. Listen, O Maldek, we implore thee not to use this force. Ever we, your brothers, have seen the great fire tongue lighting the heavens for our system. 'Tis not your right to yield such fury unto one another. Maldek, O Maldek, do not do this. You have one period left. We plead you will reconsider. Do not your scientists tell you to step before it is too late? To lose thy planet would not help. From all space, O Maldek, we call and say stop. Stop before it is too late. We stand by to help thee at this moment, our brothers. We await only your call. O Maldek, light of soul, why have you fought in this manner? Thy colors have risen from thy own pleasures, thy disregard of our light, the Creator. Thou can have no true growth without this light. O Maldek, thy time draws short. Forgive one another. Dare not use the real rays. We call you, O Maldek. Heed us while there is yet time. Thy life has been beautiful and bright. Thy city's proud, thy people long cared for. That your moment should pass this way is not called for. Listen, fire tongue, we say, thou can as yet save thyself. Wait and pray for thy strife to cease. Call upon the Maxim light and beseech it for thy world. I, Manka, interrupt to mention how this came about. Lucifer, Maldek, had a great civilization which had existed for many centuries. The people had gone through the evolutionary cycles of wars and strife, and had finally reached a state of spiritual awareness. The two principal cities upon its surface were Karna and Vedur. There were 3 billion inhabitants in all. In these 2 great cities, man had achieved the fulfilling of all his needs. Vedur was a shining jewel of beauty. Many of our Confederation people visited this city of man's dreams. Here there was enough beauty for all to share. It came about after this had existed for many hundreds of years. that the people of Maldek were exposed to the radiation of fissionable products, which their government chanced to be exploring the possibilities of. Here a great disaster took place. A missile containing calneutronite, their most terrifying force yet developed, was somehow tampered with, and it exploded over the suburban areas of Karma. The radiations which were loosed into the atmosphere of Maldek seared the minds of all the people everywhere upon its surface. A form of madness infected all of these people. Karma accused Vader of having intentionally caused this accident. The people, inflamed as they already were, declared that a retribution should be extracted from the Vadurian continent. I need not say of what followed. Envy, greed, and hatred, fanned by the slow falling dust laden with this radiation, brought about the loss of all reason in these people. A war of nuclear weapons grew to great proportions. We of the Confederation, bound by the laws of our unity, could not intervene in this situation, although many delegations of our people went and pleaded with both powers on Maldek. We could not impress upon them the foolishness of what they were pursuing. Finally,
does this person speaking have a book out?
Finally, after repeated warnings were not heeded, we withdrew and stationed our remotely controlled observer craft, the chrono monitors, near the planet to record and to broadcast the events of this planet's dying moments. I now return you to the monitors broadcast for a few moments. Oh, Maldek, the light of your existence is growing brightly on our screens. Already that which you were is fading. A missile containing the living element hydrogen is on its eventful flight through your atmosphere. Will you no longer stay and plead for your existence? The moment has arrived. Adonai, O Maldek,
It's dramatic, eh?
Very. They broadcast this and they have it.
No, it's never been going on public. But it was, if I recall, it was Miller, first name, I don't know if it's John, but Miller used to have the exclusivity of those different, because they...
How did he get them? I'm curious to know
Well,
if...
he knew those engineers who devised that.
Oh.
And they was prepared, you see. And those people were from there. As a matter of fact, there's on the same tape here's Life on Mars. That's interesting to know also, by Monka. The same man who spoke there. You see, he's an ascended master. He's a cosmic master.
Right.
Earthman Come Home by Hatan.
Hatan.
Not the same of the Liberator.
Oh, good. I was going to
Okay.
ask. Hatan is
Yeah,
what you're talking
this
about.
was one of my first objections when the Liberator Hatan, you know. This Hatan of the Liberator is a Pleiadian character. They also can go into
they have
ego
power.
flights, you know.
Okay.
So he knows ahead. He's ahead. He knows a lot, and he wanted to actually help us. But why not completely tell the truth? You see,
Only
Atom Ceres. That's very impressive, but it's also confusing because Haton here is Hatton.
TT. This is only
T-T-O-N.
one T.
You see.
TT.
So I don't know if it was purposely done or what, but we don't need more confusion on Earth.
So have you met the other Hatun at the Phoenix Liberator?
This one?
Both?
No. Oh, the other, the Liberator?
Yeah.
No. I don't think anybody met me.
It's actually, well, I know now.
And that is another thing I don't like, you see.
So
I mean, when Jesus came, I mean, with his new way, he didn't come to die on a cross.
No.
We have made and committed here the largest, on the scale of the planet, the largest karmic point ever. And we're still paying since 2,000 years. It's not finished yet.
Mm.
But he was coming here to tell us there's another way to do things.
Right.
We didn't give him a chance. He came, he was 30, at 33 we killed him. So what? We have deleted a body. What's a body? You see, Earth at that time
Well,
was not evolved enough to understand those things. Today we do. This is why this business of, I'm not exactly quite clear on that yet, but fundamentally, at the bottom of myself, if I want to be honest, death penalty, what do we achieve?
that should not be.
Same thing, we remove the body. We are not changing anything on who is inhabiting inside,
Thank you. It's
and
only
he's going
physical.
to carry on again as many times he wants.
Right. Good.
You see how do they, our brothers over there, in my place at least, and many other places too, how do we correct crime? There's no more crime now per se. However, let's define what crime is. Crime is when you're stepping out of the so-called conventional way, or you are defying something for whatever purpose, or etc. Okay, over there, if you want to call that punishment, they won't even accept the word punishment. They will say rehabilitation or reassumption. And what do? They have what they call the screen. Okay, we're pretty close to that, but we have still a long way to go. You know, the MRI today, where is the only process that you can absolutely dissect, so to speak, on the screen your brains, the various color, and find out the magnetic things, MRI. Well, the screen is based upon something like that, but far much more advanced, that they had the ability to put on screen the trillions of cells of our brain. And they have reached a technology where they know exactly which
Cell.
group of cells or individual cell or whatever, what they do, what they're responsible for, etc., etc. When the man, let's take one case, when the man started to act in a very strange way, or not according to the rules, or was becoming to be something has to be done, okay. We didn't have to put him handcuffed and go on him with a warrant and all. We just simply review his a certain outfit. Will say, you know, there's something not quite right. Let's us help you and correct it. And the guy will be saying, okay, I'm for it. Whatever you say of that, you see. Of course, it was not the say of one man or one thing. It was but under the light. And the screen is, they knew exactly what are the bunch of cells was created what. They were, by a process, empty those cells, and was asking to him, by what do you want us to replace that for? Or you may say, I always wanted to be a musician. Or I always wanted this or that. So, pim, the cells was reestablished. What was wrong before was deleted and corrected. Now, do you see that? How wonderful, gradually they managed, there were no more crime. Did they create it finally through that method, a perfect race? No. No, because there's no such a thing.
Not if you're adhering the physical body the way they did. If they could go into your head and change everything, how can you be perfect?
Right.
Because you're not original.
Well, no, that would be the road towards humanoid, towards bionic things, towards roborized things. We don't want that.
I call.
Thanks God, could, because all those planets who are evolved at different stages, so forth and so on, who are part of the Federation, which are then under the light, they are regulated by what we call the cosmic law. Okay, we have the so-called 10 Commandments for the Christian.
Right.
When actually there's only 10 because Moses was stupid. He couldn't do things too properly, he was not that bright. And he goofed several times. So they say, all right, actually there is 120 commandments. We are going to make them 10, and then you're going to see it, and those 10 are going to go through. You see? Interesting, isn't it? Okay, we have also 150 commandments, cosmic commandments, which are superseding any laws of the land. You can violate every laws on the land.
Right.
Okay? But you don't violate one cosmic law.
Because that
You're okay. You may have problem here. You may go in jail according whoever culture, laws of the what society. And
well, the cosmic is a supreme.
Cosmic, it's, you see, you don't lie, do not exist over there. You don't have to lie. But actually, what is lie?
So how do you have to have laws if in fact they are supreme?
Well, those, okay, first of all, to enable you to understand that perfectly, I'm trying to put things together, but it's not easy because each one demands so many references for you to understand. Now, we function now on Earth on 3-dimensional only.
Right, I was reading something you wrote in your brochure.
You see? But actually, they are 8 dimension.
8?
Yeah.
Not 3.
So obviously, it's when they start to talk to us, you know, they are always concerned. They don't deal by saying, you're intelligent. Well, what's intelligent? Intelligence is the way how to deal with the references that you have. What's an IQ of such? Is the ability and the ratio or the percentage of what at that time you represent and how you are able to compute. But compute what? What is important in your memory bank is the references, the symbol. And if you don't have them, it's blank. You have nothing to compute.
That's empty.
Right? And that goes for an Einstein, that goes for a Beethoven, or for anybody. Why they are so-called, they are the genius or the brain they were? Because they have so much references, you see. Now, mind you, I, and anybody on this earth, Homo sapien, as a biped,
Okay.
that's what they call us.
By people.
have the ability to have access to any references we want because we are tied up by the silver cord to the central mind. All you have to do is to learn how. But you have access to it. It's not classified. It has nothing to do because I'm this black, yellow, brown, because I only have 6th grade or PhD or...
It seems to come to you too, when you're ready.
Well, that's part of a certain process to be like they call ephata in Latin, which when Jesus said ephata to the blind, he's saying, be totally open. In other words, eliminate every assumption,
of any negative.
I mean, you see, be totally open. Another way is that not too many people understand. See, when he says, come back as a children to me. People say, how can I come back to a child? No. It's an analogy again, and that's the problem with the Bible. It's written with a lot of analogy and with a very old semantic also and terminology. That's why. But those who have revised the Bible have done almost everyone one mistakes. They didn't just care to replace the word. They began to change it, to add it, or to delete it.
Right.
So we got about 36, I don't know how many Bibles today.
Thousands and thousands.
Okay? So this is the whole idea. So be a fatha, be totally open, become like a children, because a children is not clogged with all we have in our mind. They are, and yet it's the same brain, the same receptive brain. You know, it is considered upstairs, they say that between 10 and 12 you're an adult. And even earlier now, as the genetic and the DNA on these modern days today is getting more involved, because you are, at the moment, the end result of so many evolution on so many lives. You see? You represent now exactly everything that you have achieved, which is yours in many lives, without the boundaries of this physical thing.
Oh, I love that.
So then, but since the key symbol of on earth, and only on earth I'm talking now, terra, is
Terra.
challenge, capital C.
Okay, terra.
Meaning it's a big school. When whoever soul coming on earth is to perfect himself or to learn, to evolve. Evolution. E for element, volution, motion of desire. Evolution. Okay? We are emotional being. E again for element in motion.
Ah, emotion. Oh, that's a trick. That's great.
Okay? And therefore, that's the way we tick. That's the way we function. So therefore, to master things, we have to self-discipline ourselves. We have to learn how to control those emotions. You see? Because under emotional concept, things become irrational, or, you know, when you're too emotional, you know what's going on, you know. So that has to be controlled. And in the same manner, for self-discipline into learning or teaching, you see. A bad teacher would be, for example, to give a figure, would be someone who has the knowledge, but who will have no patience after a while, and started to yell after his student, "Are you stupid? He's not going to go anywhere this way. He's making it worse. But the wise teacher will be the one who has to be patient, endurance, total unconditional faith. Now he's getting somewhere. Which vice versa, for the student or for us, that's what we need. That's what we have to. That's the key of everything. So therefore, on earth, challenge is the key. We got to learn. So it would be unfair if, when we are born, we are coming with all the knowledge that we know. Okay? So we subconsciously are removed of certain knowledge. They are going to let only the knowledge for a moment, temporarily, only the knowledge from the time you are born physically as a baby, and then the parent has to teach you to walk and eat and so forth and so on, you know. And then when you become, and that varies according to whatever soul inhabited, whatever body, etc. 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, as I say just before, you're an adult. So things begin to sink into you, you know. And then of course there are some, as you become totally adult, who by their lifestyle or whatever, their life, they're never going to be better nor less. Some others, you see, here again is a matter of what level of soul, because we choose our body, we choose our parents.
We do?
Oh yes, you bet.
We choose?
And before you are born, you are in the stage there, whatever, and there's so many, my father has many mentioned, you are in total mind. What does that mean? At that point, on a total open mind, that means you know exactly from the beginning of your creation who you are, what you've been, every life you remember, and etc., including the last one, and then therefore the last one, you know, where you miss the target or where you succeed, and your free soul, your freedom, which is every single soul. You decide. You don't have anything to, that's key. You don't have anything to do with the earth now. I got enough of that.
So you're saying I picked this black skin?
Now you're touching something very difficult to explain in few words. Yes and no, I will say. For the yes, if you were not in that pigmentation before, perhaps when you were putting your plan, you considered that it was better for what you wanted to do to be black. That's for the yes. Some other cases, when I say no, is you have been black. You remember what I told you, the original species imported? You will have been imported. There's no earth races per se. Then you have been black for many lives. Not necessarily on earth, whatever, but for what reason you have chosen, come on. So, same thing, you're going to come back as black, you see. But the comparison from one case to the other case will influence you in such a way, now you're going to understand certain other thing I'm about to say, that either, let's take the case you have been black many times, and you choose earth for what you want to do, you come back, you're black, and there are probably 9 times on 10 chances that you want to remain black on whatever you do and carry on until it will be over or whatever. In the other cases, which has been sometimes yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, or white, you come back as a black to do what you want to do, but you still have within yourself the preliminaries. You will be prone to get married or to crossbreed with white or other races, for that matter. You understand how things happen? Of course, when you add on top of that karmic points and karma and all that kind of thing, because you know karma is between you and man's. Destiny is between you and God. And you can change your destiny, but you can't change your destiny until you have canceled everything, all your karmic points.
Cancel?
Yeah, that means
Advance.
Get aware of it and correct it. Some can be corrected just by snapping my finger like that. If it's a man relation or whatever relation, and you know it's a karmic point, don't lose your time. Consummate, boom, turn the page.
Don't lose your time.
You see? Because you're not here to, if you don't fulfill in this manner, once you know, you are creating a drag.
I'm creating, I'm not moving. I'm not emotional. I'm not.
Voila. Voila.
Okay.
Okay. So, I'm getting a little bit scattered now. Now back to, all right, so we choose, now I'm lost now. I've been, this is difficult. That's my mind. You see, I'm known as the instantaneous awareness. I can tell you that now. And this is the reason when I do an official lecture or something, I always record, because I deliver. Some is conscious, some is not. And I don't even know myself. And if I record, you know, I at some portion I listen and I say, oh boy, did I say that? Of course it's my voice. So I listen, and consciously I become aware of what I said. If I don't do that, in 1 hour or two it'll be gone, and maybe next time you come back and you say to me, remember me, you talked to me about this and that. Could you tell me again? I forgot it. And I would say, ooh, it's gone. Now, those who don't know anything about that might say it's a little bit crazy and a little bit strange, you know. But those who knows all about it, they will say that's it. Now, any clairvoyant, psychic people know about that, they will know that exactly. So, you record, that's the best.
So if we know we are on this planet right now with these people that brought their 300 people from Molchak.
Yeah. Well,
Moldek
will be soul re-embodied into other, and probably, to be safe, I would not say 100%, but the most of them are for no good.
Can I say this now then?
Sure.
Since they were mentioning on the tape about Lucifer,
yeah,
can I absolutely now let the people know that the beast is the devil?
You bet.
Because they don't understand.
But you see what Jesus wants to tell us? He shall be cast, okay, when the time will come.
When the time will come.
But he is important to, Jesus let him make his work until the end, because we are going to have to choose. You know, maybe for us of the light, it's easy for us to, you know, but keep in mind that there are many people who are in the darkness even from the time they've been born.
Just stay there?
And you have to feel, Jesus says, those are the ones you have to help.
Well, why do they stay down there?
Because they have been for so long, and they probably
don't know how to get out.
That's right, they need help. That's what I'm about to say. For that, for teaching, or for healings. How many great healers, I would say, Benny Hinn, Catherine Kuhlman, which I knew personally, I worked with her. And I said, yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. So how many times I have found that those healers will tell you, we are only the tool, you know, and Jesus works through them, and the power, it's unlimited. So I felt it several times. I've been working with Catherine Kuhlman several times. I received the Holy Spirit one day, and like you see in the movie, which is very dramatic, you know, when Catherine Kuhlman was touching the forehead of everybody down there, and then boy, Benny Hinn is the same. He even just blow on you, he don't even touch you, and boy, you go on the floor. It's what I call a cosmic flash. You know?
That's great you said that. I'm just going to say this today because I was sitting under the sun in this barren yard, but it did have herbs in it. And it was so funny because this fly was coming right at me, and it got to this point, and I went,
yeah.
And something in me that you just said that brought this back to me, and this fly went the other way, you know, and it was so funny because it just came to my mind that this happened. It gives me chills that you're mentioning it too. But I was thinking after that, I did that, I said, wow, isn't that power? And I was watching.
And those men, and you know what? A lot of people who don't understand thoroughly the whole thing says, yeah, this is great, but how come, which is true, how come that Catherine Kuhlman died of cancer?
Because
after she have healed
so
100,000 people from almost anything and everything. Well, we all have our destiny. Okay, our fate.
So
we still are mortal.
Because we're
so you have to go one way or the other, whatever the thing is. But what about the healing? Well, the healing, I don't know, because I don't know that portion, but I will say this much. Jesus says, because there's a lot of psychic and healers who says, you know, I cannot heal myself. That's exactly what Jesus wanted. Why? Think a second. What would be the difference between someone who can heal himself and everybody, including himself, and stop him suddenly one day maybe under his concept of physical, the egos, and say, oh, but hey, I'm God.
He's giving power, all his power to others.
Jesus
Giving a
says
piece
no.
of himself.
He says that's why, brothers and sisters, we are all part of each other. And what I can do for you, if I need it, you are going to have to do it for me, or he or she.
Got you.
Fantastic.
That's where we all are one.
A great measure of safety. So, we are here limited because it is necessary. It's a big school. Now, what about, I was asked sometime, what about those who don't want to meet the challenge?
Right.
They will not live too long.
They get
Right.
wasted
Sudden
space.
accident.
Wasted space.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The soul has not computed right. So,
It has
rid
to
of
be
the
time
body,
to
go back to there, open mind. What went wrong, huh?
So I have to ask another question because I have to. Since we chose our parents before we knew, and I guess my children chose me as their mother.
Well, you know why? Let me tell you. Yeah, we choose your parent. Why do we have to choose our parent? What do you mean? Well, okay, what's a parent? A parent is the man and the female who has conceived, she's pregnant, and are you trying to say that she's pregnant and the soul is not there inside? Thank you, we got visitors. No. Oh, I know, that's a big controversy, even among the psychic world and as well as medical world and as well. It's a big controversy. We have not defined yet where is life start and when death start. We have not defined yet, about what you carry on your womb. Is this alive or not? Is this a soul or not? Is it, this big abortion business. Well, let's talk about it. It is life inside, that move and everything else. Yes, of course, definitely, positively, it's life. And just because it's life, should have great respect, okay? I'm not going to make any comment on that because I'm against abortion, but however, I leave an open door. There are cases, medical cases, where abortion is necessary for saving life or for whatever the reasons are, but they should be highly controlled, not just a decision of a doctor or a group or a clinic. Should be controlled, okay? But abortion, I'm against it because when I know what I know, however, if I want to bring myself to the level of society in this 21st century, put myself among the people, okay, general, which has not evolved yet, let's say things that high, okay, then it's just a matter of responsibility. Let that responsibility to the woman. She want an abortion? Okay. Physically, everything goes perfect. But she's going to have to talk to Jesus or to the Lord one day.
Okay, when you talked about Jesus and the Lord, and you're talking about two people or one when you speak?
When I say Jesus and the Lord, Lord means the highest deity. Jesus is one man. Jesus is...
who came down here, like you.
Well, yes, Jesus... Okay, I'll tell you what he told me. Jesus is one of the 3,000 cosmic masters.
3,000?
There is 3,000 people like Jesus.
3,000.
Okay. He's only one of the 3,000, except Jesus was given the custody of earth. And he came as a child, because he had to come like a man. And versus what the Bible don't exactly explain, but you will find that on some scroll in scripture somewhere, where Jesus had a life like every human being. He had girlfriend, he had his weaknesses, he was supposed to get married, he has brothers, sisters, and he was drinking and he was doing, what? He had
A mortal.
to be
Mortal.
know what man is and his weakness and everything. Then Christ, which was separate, then Christhood came into him.
Oh,
Then he became the Son
gotcha.
of God with all the power, but yet he had to finish to be a man. This is why he died.
Oh, so, okay, what about Mary then?
Mary was a woman like you, who had marvelous virtues and everything. Now I'm going to say something a little bit shocking. She was virgin, all right. But the Immaculate Conception, like the church say, the space people can make you pregnant from their ship anytime they want. They have that technology.
So, the space people
So,
wanted to produce this human being on the planet, right?
yeah,
So
they could have been, Christ has been involved in some other creature of different looking on some other planet. Some planet are waiting the realization of
So is
Christhood.
Christ a spirit? That is
Christ is the supreme power
from God?
from the highest.
Okay.
Of course, we are limited now. I know a little bit more, but it would be useless for me. I don't think I would achieve anything by telling you things what you may not understand, and you may say, "Ha," But
So we have
so
a
it's
lot
not
of Christ
necessary.
right now on this planet.
I beg your pardon?
We have maybe a person out there named Charlene Christ.
No, it will be only one Christ. It's Jesus, which
Okay,
will
so-
come under different name, by the way. I am dealing with Ananda,
Sananda?
but it is Jesus. But Jesus, no, pardon me, I shouldn't say that. Not Jesus. Christ had many names in the past. Saint Germain, Elisha.
Okay. So Christ, are these males?
Male, female.
Okay.
Remember the first act. Remember that I told you the first race on earth was Aphrodite. You can find those
Aphrodite.
references into mythology. Aphrodite.
So were these people here before the Moltec invasion of the planet Earth?
Now
when
you
they-
lost me now.
Okay, when the Moltec, the planet was destroyed, right?
Yeah.
And these people that were in the ship
Oh,
sailing
before.
around.
Oh, yes.
Okay, the Aphrodontes were here.
Yeah.
When then they came in.
Yeah, at different time, not just like this.
Okay.
There has
So
been
in
a
other
lot-
words, Earth had been already inhabited for
Yes,
many
yes,
years before
yes.
they knew
That's
about
what-
Earth with life living on Earth, similar
Right.
to the
But
cells
that
in their
was
body.
the time when the Bible quote the Elohims.
Okay.
When you will read the word Elohims in the Bible,
Okay.
those are the character, highly evolved human being like you and I.
That's why
but
they
so
use that
highly
word.
evolved, they were levitation for them was natural.
You see a lot of them in the Eastern
Airport
Europe.
was natural.
Yeah.
Art of visualization to create was natural.
These are the people I'm reading about now.
Yeah.
These, the Middle, it's called the Middle Eastern religions or the Middle Eastern. These people were like they could do things like he did when he was here.
Oh, yeah.
They could just say
But
they
be
wanted to be
careful.
invisible to me right now. They
that's
could
right. Well,
do it.
Uri Geller, I've seen in my own eyes. Uri Geller and his son can do it, and there's many. Baba can make a shower of
Water around your head or
rose and
whatever.
everything, and I mean that's it. But those are ascended master and everything, but they are only just the right hands of God. They are the laborers. They are the Elohims. You see.
Elohims.
And in the time of mythology, the centaur, the horseman, half this.
What is mythology then?
Huh?
I'm going to ask this because
What mythology?
I would like your explanation versus what I've been taught.
Well, mythology come from the word myth. Myth,
Meaning
which
not real.
has, it's like it's like the old Indian. If you got smoke somewhere, you can see or smell.
The myth.
You can't have smoke without fire.
Okay.
So go back to the real origin of the smoke to find out where's the fire. Then you will know. Well, legend has an origin, myth has an origin, you see. But myth particularly means, if you will, something who has happened to a certain time and do not or cannot happen anymore.
Ah, I like that. So that's what it is. I need to get into it.
But was real,
Right.
you see.
But that's a play on people in darkness, see, because people in darkness
Same
would think
thing.
that...
The darkness, something, everything we say with the light, in the darkness you find the same thing. They told me, now, I don't have too much reference on that, but I know that much. They told me, God, we are one, supposedly,
With, yes.
of the best species ever created by the Creator. But He has created countless of species.
Other universes, when you think about all the other
see?
Universes, it has to be.
But we fit into what we call the biped, the what became the Homo sapien. You see.
Is this like a lower? This is like a lower form to me.
No.
No?
This is strictly density. It's a matter of density.
The balance.
You see, originally,
Wow, that's heavy duty.
before now, any being, any creature, anything of creation of the Lord, of the Supreme High, of the Creator. You see, purposely I shy a little bit about the word God, because it's God can be the God for someone, and God is to see. So the Great
like
Spirit,
Supreme
like
Being.
the American Indians say, the Great Spirit, you know,
Right,
etc. But that's it. They are probably the one who are closer to the truth, because God, or the Supreme Creator, is no shape, no form. Is a mass. Is a supreme intelligence spirit. Now, this is how far we can go.
So He's teaching us even through our bodies then. I see that.
He can materialize in any way, form, and shape, okay?
Yes.
But they say that we are the product of His perfection.
Boy, you finally gave me the answers. Then now I know how all this fits in, even as I sit in this chair.
And
It's great.
everyone was created, including Lucifer.
Right.
Lucifer was called in the beginning morning star.
So,
Lucifer was an angel which was loved by the Father so much.
yes.
But you see, before I go further, I got to explain to you how evolution functions. Once you are created, whatever creature, now we're talking our species,
Okay.
once you are created, you are launched into an infinite parable,
Okay.
where your duty and all you are of the product that you are, that you become, is simply to procreate and subcreate. Period.
Always create.
God do not punish. God do not destroy. God create. If something goes wrong here, like in chemistry, you don't wipe out acid. When acid goes through and eat everything, you don't wash out. What you do to correct that? You create something else which we call a catalyst to neutralize it. God does the same thing. Something goes wrong there in the evolution.
Something.
All right, He's not going to judge. He's not going to, well, judge is not that, but He's not going to do anything directly. He's going to create something that's supposed to take care of that.
Ah. Gotcha. Gorgeous.
You're beginning to see now.
Oh yes, this is probably the first time I've ever had anyone bring me into this light. Ooh, it's bright.
You see?
It's gorgeous.
And of course, everything as we come from the utmost high to the bottom of the scale is becoming, as we call, dense.
Dense.
It's a matter, everything, including, it's a matter of frequency. Everything is a matter of frequency.
That's what I want to ask you about too. The frequency
Okay.
waves.
Yeah.
And these qualified other inhabitants from outer space. Okay.
Yeah.
They're aware of the frequency waves.
Sure, and they all are on different frequency, perhaps.
Okay.
Probably, and surely. Our own species also. Okay, how do we change one planet to the next? It's very simple. On each planet that you evolve, you are going to evolve, let's put some figure roughly. You may evolve on Earth 400 lives. Okay?
Oh, boy.
Let's say. Some only have one or two. Jesus only have one on Earth. Okay? Then you come to the number 99, okay, or the 100. What's happened after you? Do you disappear? No. You have reached at that point. You have absorbed every symbol of reality, of achievement, and reality of this earth, and you suck for more, but you don't have it on Earth. So the next time you're going to be born, you'll be born to, and that will be decided by the big hierarchy over there. Will be decided, probably like me, I was presented several planets which
Have you
I
been
could
here 8
choose.
times?
I finished with Earth 8 lives, well, long time ago, okay?
What are you doing back?
Well, wait a minute. I finished on Earth long time ago already. I was on that. That's why I know so much and so well about that. And then, where I was, my planet Nodia, which was my planet Nodia, in my evolution, etc., I always had a sentimental side from Earth.
Oh, you like Phoenix,
So
you
I had enough soul credit, like a bank account, soul credit over there, to allow me to ask to the committee of the consortium tribunal, can I come back as a volunteer because I think I want to help what's going on
I'm
here.
glad you came back.
So they told me, after studying my case, they said, yes, you can, but you don't have enough credit to come back as an ascended master. I said, okay, so how do I come back? Well, they said, you come back, we're going to make it possible in such a way that, but you're going to be subjected to the laws of the land. That means that you're going to have to die physically again and born again, etc. And I said, yeah, but in my mind, in my idea in the beginning when I asked, I said, I'm going now, okay, if you want me to be born and then and do my thing. They say, even they couldn't tell me if I would be able to do that, because even if they know, to tell me would be a violation of cosmic law.
Because
So they
you're
told
not
me,
supposed to know.
when you be there, if we will know, if the time is right in this life that you're going to do what you come to do for, we will let you know. You will be energized, okay? Otherwise, you're going to have to die like you have been doing so many times before, and reborn, etc. All right. So here I am on my 8 lives from that time. My first one was from that ship. We were 12, and this is called the Valicus 1.
Vatican's one.
And we crash on Earth voluntarily because a body for us is nothing. We manufacture a body, okay? So we crash to separate ourselves to that body. We crash voluntarily. And that took place in a time of Mu. That took place in a time of this time, Mu. That's over 50,000 years ago.
The lost continent of Mu.
Okay? So, what happened? We were 12. Very interesting. 12 disciples, 12, 12, 12. So we were 12.
What do we do?
As we crashed in a ship, we were 12, okay, for a mission. Like myself, for the same mission. So, when we crashed, what happened? When there were 12 little bodies ready to receive us.
Already.
Yeah.
Already.
Already. Babies.
You went right into it.
That's right. Okay.
And what happened to those bodies? Did they disappear? Or
Oh, those bodies, that's just, like a bunch of iron. You know?
Oh, I see. They crashed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know, that's what I mean. I'm sorry. You got a nice body, but your body is nothing. It's just like your car. Needs You
Well,
just need maintenance as a vehicle,
Yes.
but that's not you. When you say, I am, the I am, that is the real you. That's your intelligence spirit.
Now I can.
You see, you can step out like you do. Step out of this body. This body is going to sleep down there.
I watch
You are
myself.
out, and you still say, I am. You're not going to say, I am. No. That's
I
not
see
you.
me sometimes. I'll be
you
over
will
here
say-
and I'll look at my body and
Right.
I look at me and
Well, that is the
I
I
can go
am.
up there and look down at me, or I can, and I'm looking at that body and I know now that
That's
that
the
I'm not
I
in
am.
it. It's not. It's just some, like
Well,
you
that's
said, a
just
shell.
a vehicle. That's a vehicle, you see.
I do that and I would say, now what am I doing over there?
that's
I
right.
used to say that.
That's right. And the only attach is what they call the silver cord.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when the that's why when you do astro travel,
Traveling.
you always have to be conscious that your silver cord will follow you.
I
Is
see
always
it.
with it.
Okay, now, are there times when if I go too far, it
No,
will bust
they w-
on me?
No, there's no
It don't seem
space
like-
and time. It doesn't count over there. But
When I see
you
that
should
silver cord break, I can't.
preferably be not alone.
How do you travel with someone?
Oh, you have you guide, you have angels, you have.
I always go alone, it seems. And then I might go someplace
You
where I
might
see other
find
people.
one day a master of the dark side who might just trap you. Then you got problem to come back on this body.
Oh, you can trap me over there?
Oh yeah, they can do a lot of things.
I usually know when to leave.
But if you go with a master, if you go with a guru, if you go with somebody powerful, they can't do it. You'll be protected, you see, and you are helped. You see? Yeah, it's not that simple, you know. I know, even myself, when I go
Why,
to my
so-
ship, that's the only way for the moment I can go. Well, I go through a very severe kind of screening things, you see. And I know that nothing can happen to me. But I know some other people who don't do the same way. You see, this is another ball of wax. We're talking the world of the spirit now, which is a real world, another frequency. The low elementals and all those kind of things. Now there's a lot of things to talk about it.
I know, it's...
But anyway, you see, I was trying to tell you now that we are magnificent being, and the way we think is our own way, and the way we do is our own way, but we got to know what to do properly or what not to do. So the only way is learn. You see, upstairs, which is not exactly a compliment, they said to us, "You are the most difficult race that we ever known." I said, among the whole, among the whole thing, what's wrong? You are the most stubborn and impatient race ever.
That's what I used to always say, humans were lowly.
And,
I used to think of us as at this time, as the antiques, as the babies that need to grow up. You know, I
you see,
used to
too
feel
many
that.
people are on the blind faith here. Blind faith means you have faith, but on your term. You know, if by next month this is not going to, whatever, I have faith in it, well, the hell with it, or
I'm
this
gonna
and
do
that. What
something
kind of faith is that? Jesus only talked of one faith, is the unconditional faith. And to submit ourselves to the unconditional faith and absorb it totally, you got to be very, very patient. You see?
What Bible would you recommend to people if they wanted to?
Oh, I will not speak of Bible. I will speak of scripture. I will the tablets.
The tablets?
At least the Catholic Church. I mean, at least in the let's see where I have it there. In the St. James Bible. Oh, I think it is over there. I have it. Excuse me. I've got so many places here. You see, what I like about it is this is a St. James Bible, which has
That one looks thicker than yours.
The 4 versions.
Oh, you have 4.
They have what they call
Modern, Living,
the
and Revised.
Modern Living Bible, Revised Standard, King James, all right? Well, even the King James, but when you come to something, well, I thought it was, there are some Bible with a red letter,
Oh, I have real old ones.
okay? And that is supposedly untouched scripture
The
from
one
the
with the
tablets.
beginning of, that has red at the beginning of
Yeah,
every word?
well,
On the-
you
on
know,
the-
the whole thing will be written in red. That is
Ah,
supposedly
is that
to be quotation of Jesus, supposedly to be directly coming from the tablets, untouched.
Ah, this is a very old Bible handed down to us.
Okay,
Now-
well, hold on to it, you know.
Oh, great.
So,
Ooh, you're giving me chills. I love it. This is great. I love this.
now, let's get a little bit more interesting there and see. This is, all those are my psychic paintings. Okay, I do other things too, but
Psychic painting?
yeah, there has been, they are all come true most of the time. Now this is going to, I have a little tape I'm going to play on that. This is Urantia.
Urantia.
Yeah, the new earth to be. After the change of the frequency,
After the frequency change?
yeah, we're going to have, you know, we may not be, well, the 2/3 of humanity is going to be gone, okay, physically, at least.
Okay, is this going to be right after the...
Well, it's going to be what's down is going up and what's up's going down. I mean, you know, there's only 2 ways to go. There's going to be a lot of earthquake, the new map. You know, that happened already 4 times on the earth.
So why does it keep happening?
Well, that's the way a planet, it's not only on Earth, in every planet. The Bandeg finish it because, well, they help it, they push it with the nuclear things. But of course, we're talking millions and billions of years, but there is such a thing as a beginning and end, Alpha, Omega. That's what Jesus says, you know.
There is a beginning and an end?
Sure.
Or is it just continuous?
But there's no, okay, we're talking cycle. There's no beginning without an end, there's no an end without another beginning. If you
Oh,
take,
the never-ending story.
it's never ended. That's why you are. That's why you are eternal.
Gotcha.
That's why you are eternal.
Okay. That's
You
why I
take-
say I
you take-
don't believe in death.
How many people
No,
are
this-
going to take this pen and say, "Oh, where's the beginning and the end of this pen?" Huh? Well, that's the beginning. All right. That's the beginning, and that's the end. Yeah.
They're not
Well,
looking...
then I go to the end. And where's the beginning? The beginning is there. Well, then
I got you.
Alpha Omega.
Okay.
That's what Jesus says.
Well, you're great. This is great.
So this, what you see now, you know, as we know today, by our astronauts, and we know that this is how the Earth looked like.
Okay, this is how it looks today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Color photograph of the Earth. You see in different sequence. It is known as the blue planet,
The blue planet.
right? Because we have more ocean,
Water.
more
Than
water than Earth, than the ground, Earth, you know.
Okay. Under
After
the
the
water is there ground?
Pardon me?
Under the seas?
Yeah, but what you see from the top, the volume, we're talking volume, there's more volume of water than you have of ground, of soil on the Earth, you see. Now it will be different. After the frequency, Earth will be known as a green planet. What you see over there, the green thing, that will be Earth. What you see now, from where you stand here, it's one of the 3 satellites that man will build.
3 sets of light.
Satellites, that artificial Earth. And what the people you see down there are not human. They are also another creation of man. They are android
Oh,
and
boy.
humanoid. But they are all programmed by us. If they stand like you to me, next to you or next to me, you will know the difference. They have everything that we have,
But they
except
don't
soul.
have-
They have everything and even intelligence better than us and everything. But they have blood, they have everything, but they don't have a soul.
Because they're man-made.
Man-made, and it's to serve man. They are called the amatron. If they want to be a man, they will be like this. If you prefer to have a female, it will be like that.
Let me see this. Okay, let me get this too. If you want to be a man, you'll look like this.
They, of course. You see, in other words, they are sexless. They are reproducing themselves in tube. I mean, the process is not like...
That's happening now.
Right. Well, to a point, but I mean, cloning, I don't think we have reached the point yet.
So what they're doing now, I'm seeing it, and you're telling me, and I'm seeing it. So.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be their perfection. It's.
That's their perfection. Androids.
The android will be perfection, but they have no soul. Remember, they are not creature of God. They are creature of man. Our intelligence.
This looks like a very, very long process before we find out.
Well,
who God or Lucifer. I mean,
I have a videotape here, and I'm not going to push it today. On one of the planet, it does exist. Unfortunately, that planet is evil, but they can do it. You lose an arm, you lose one finger, and that's all is left after you've blown up under a mine. They take that finger, put somewhere down there. They can reconstruct all your body, and you sort go back into it. That's way out. Anyway, here, I don't want to go too fast with you, otherwise you're going to start to float.
No, I might float right on out of this body.
So that's the city where they live, etc. And
What's this?
yeah, that is one of the ship. Oh, this, by the way, over there is my second ship called Valicus II. That was the first one I crashed was Vatican I.
And now this is your second
Valicus II. Now it's 18 miles long.
Oh, wow, 18 miles long?
21 story high.
What?
And I have 1,200 crew members down there.
Oh, my goodness.
My brother from Nodia is in command, and my twin soulmate, Velucia, is in command with him. And I have 300 little scouts down there under for atmosphere and going away, you know.
Wow.
This was a painting I made when we were in Venus, and that's why the sky is yellow like that.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
But
Venus.
Velucia is my twin soulmate. Now, if you take the twin soulmate, we have many soulmates, but we only have one twin flame, one twin soulmate. If you take a bill, $1, if you cut it this way, that's be half and half, but they're not the same.
Right.
But if you open that bill this way,
without tearing it.
you see? Well, you know, if you open it around the middle, you will have exactly the matching.
Oh, gotcha.
You see? And that's what the twin flame soulmate is. Normally, they live in another one part of she or he is more evolved than the other one, though they very seldom cannot live together in the same frequency. You see, she's a higher frequency on Nodia.
She's a higher.
But when I finish here, then I go back over there. I will be back into my own frequency. She's my wife. And when that happens, that's forever, because this is perfection.
So will we always have?
Oh, we all have one twin flame soulmate somewhere.
Do you ever meet
her? Oh yeah. Each time I go on the ship and all that, yes. Oh.
Does she stay there?
Oh, she stay there for the moment. My ship is one of the 3 millions around the earth, waiting the moment.
3 million?
Yeah. Do you think when the scripture says for 3 days the sun